Cheers! Welcome to MovieBitches! RuPaul's Drag Race Season 1, Episode 3.
This was a good one.
This was a really good one.
The stars are shining brighter and
the duds are duddying.
It's the opposite of a star.
A black hole, I think. So anyway.
Whoa.
So this week, the theme was Oprah.
It took you a minute to figure that one out.
I was just like, what is she doing? I don't know. I was like, Chicago, these are really easy questions.
So the mini challenge was a pop quiz of sorts.
Yeah.
Where the answers were Chicago,
Gail,
and Harpo.
I was like, I did not put that together.
You were focused on how easy the questions were.
I was like, what is with these questions? This is so bizarre.
Which Marx brother was famous for being a harpist?
What do all these things have in common?
Oprah Winfrey!
This was it was a really fun episode because the mini challenge was non-existent. It was just that silly quiz.
Oh, it's done.
Yeah.
It was loosely connected to the main challenge.
Exactly.
It was like, okay.
Yeah, that's fine. And then they were like, lots of challenges.
Yes.
So the queens had to put together like a executive realness look, essentially. And then they had to read from a teleprompter. They had to...
Well, they had to embody Oprah Winfrey.
Sure, to embody Oprah Winfrey.
And then
in doing so, they would trace Oprah's steps to stardom.
Unless you were Jade and you got confused and thought that you were supposed to just straight up be Oprah.
I am a light-skinned Puerto Rican. Like, how am I gonna do this? How am I supposed to be a black woman right now?
Yikes.
It was a bit yikesy, but it was, I feel like
Is that the closest to blackface that Drag Race has gotten?
Certainly not.
No?
Fifi.
Well. She was like genuinely concerned. She was like,
oh, no.
I don't know how I'm going to do this challenge.
She was really like off the mark and confused, and then she redirected and it was okay.
Yeah. To be fair, I was confused by this challenge for a while.
That's right.
So Ru was like going off about Oprah and whatever, and I'm like, what is she saying? What is this challenge? What?
So it was a 3-part challenge. They had to read from a teleprompter.
Yep.
Sell a product.
Yep.
And then do an interview.
Yeah.
I love these challenges. Because there's a certain amount of like, haha, oh my god, we are actively trying to like embarrass these queens.
With Iran President Mohammed Ahmadinejad.
Muhan Ahamjiba.
Muhammad.
I think that was what was fun about it though. That it was obvious that it was so silly that like everyone was gonna
the point was not to perfectly say everything. The point was to keep going and be professional and like, have fun with it. So, and I've said this before, I really like when they do the challenges where they embarrass the queens.
Yeah.
Like when they put them...
When they dunk them in water.
They dunk them, they're just like, go for it. You know, like, here you go. I love those challenges.
I do too, because I think what's really funny about those challenges is that the real stars shine.
Yes.
Like the silent like strength and confidence of people like
BB and Nina and
like
Angina
really just elevates them. It's like, oh, you're gonna win this challenge because you are just like, whatever, bro, throw what you got at me.
Yeah.
I got this.
And it humbles them.
Well, because of the humbling.
Yeah.
You know, that's the thing. The ego of people like Chanel prevents them from doing well.
I am by far the biggest fan of Oprah in the entire room. Hands down. So as far as I'm concerned, there is no challenge for me here.
She didn't get it in a different way that Jade didn't get it. Like Jade was like, huh? And Chanel was like, huh?
Yeah. Chanel really grated on me this episode.
Well, it only gets worse.
Well, I mean, it like really started to shift from like whimsical entertaining to like, oh fucking Jesus, you are so annoying and clueless. But Angina,
but I still have fun.
Really started to break out.
You can dry anything from your armpits to the back of your ear to the top of your head.
I really do love Angina. And I like that Angina gave us a lot of different looks, you know?
Angina gave us like completely different looks, which I was excited about.
Yeah. So that was fun because it was really like shut the judges up, I think, where it was like, oh, you know, if she'd walked out on stage and had the same kind of look.
Well, it was funny that Merle said,
last week you came out in a giant wig, and I like you better with no hair.
Thank you.
I mean, that's what they used to do more, is like, they'd be like, we want to see you do this.
Right.
And they'd like make them do it almost.
Yeah.
And then they'd be like, oh, no, we were wrong. You're better the other way. You're like, go back to what you were doing.
Yeah, you're doing it right.
We're just glad you showed us. Okay, bye.
Exactly.
Chanel's outfit.
Where would your Oprah wear this outfit? This is not something that she would per se wear on the show because it's a little too couture.
It was just insanity.
It was like,
and the fact that first of all, no one should wear that outfit ever.
It's like Sgt. Pepper's and Prince Valiant.
With like,
and like a
snake
lobster,
charmer, cobra.
But then like also a Power Ranger somehow. But like with epithets. Is that the right word?
No.
Epaulets?
Epaulets.
Epaulets. You know, crap. Crap thrown on it. A bunch of crap thrown on it.
Well, epaulets are like a navy.
Up here, right.
Yeah.
More so just like buttons and chains and...
Yeah.
Oh boy.
It was really awful. She looked like a lobster. Like Acid Betty might have stolen this dress and like made some work out of it.
It was definitely like Lobster Power Ranger.
Oh.
Slash,
did not read...
Slash like Joan Collins.
Did not read professional.
No.
Did not read like entertainment.
No.
Did not read like any of the things that Oprah is or that she was going
but it's
for.
So couture.
It's a little too couture.
I would say that might be one of the worst outfits on the show I've ever seen.
As far as like a taste level goes,
yeah,
absolutely. Like something that someone brought to the show as one of their best outfits. 100% agree. Their interpretations of Oprah, a lot of them, I don't know.
Yeah.
Jade looked like a fly girl. She looked like J-Lo. She always looks like J-Lo. But she was wearing a crop top for an interview.
Right.
BB's was like H&M business casual.
Yeah.
It was like fine. It was like totally
whatever.
fine. It was like, sure.
Sure. Exactly.
Nina's fur stole, I don't know what.
I don't know what that was.
I don't know what that was, Nina. Her personality, like covered it.
Plug it in and blow. You better work, bitch.
It was a rough look.
It was.
But somehow not as bad as Chanel's.
Oh no, absolutely not. I thought Angina's look was really great.
Angina's look was on point. It was just
she was like newscaster. She was like had it right.
Like 80s loose bow, flowy.
I was like, sure.
Sure. She had like normal hair.
Her mom's hair, apparently.
She has this exact hair with a flary braid.
Akasha's was like, I don't even know, a skirt and a top.
Yeah.
Rebecca's though.
That she made.
Rebecca's outfit and hair and skin tone were all the same color. I don't know if it was the season 1 filter. I'm sure it wasn't helping, but it was literally like a silly putty. It was just like, I think you're a blob of silly putty. I'm not sure. I'm not sure where your face is. What's going on? Where does your wig end and your dress begin? Yeah, so then they had to sell a product.
Right.
And it was like clear who could think on their feet.
Yeah.
And like basically Angina and Nina were like having like a silly fun time.
Right. Well, everyone else was, one, a horrible saleswoman if that's how they try and sell something.
Sure.
It also has the shots where it just shoots really rapidly.
And like, I get it, they apparently only had like 30 seconds to like even look at what they were selling, but like, that's the point. You gotta be able to be like, this hairdresser, or this hairdryer is literally the best hairdryer you will ever use in your entire life. It blows so hard. Like that's like the kind of things that they were looking for, is like real quick, quippy quip.
Yes.
And
quick, quippy quip.
Half of them just failed miserably,
anyway.
Particularly including Chanel.
Well, Chanel failed on every level.
Chanel, it's interesting, Chanel kind of like Thorgy really overthinks things.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry, I thought you had moved your hand and I thought that meant to stop.
Yeah, like she was talking in Untucked about why she chose her outfit, and she'd be like, well, these colors would look good on Oprah.
She doesn't wear rings.
So I'm not wearing rings.
Right.
And she always wears like a simple earring.
Girl, those were not simple earrings, but it's this weird myopicness where it's like she focuses on these like details,
minute details
that if you were to include in like a really successful look, then just damn, you fucking killed it.
Just add to it.
Yeah. But she gets so caught up with these minute details that like the general idea is really unpolished. You know, it's like, wait, but you're not Oprah and you don't have Oprah's coloring, so why would you pick red?
Why would you pick,
Also, like, this isn't a professional look, so why would you wear that?
Yeah.
But, like, she obviously is a Vegas showgirl, as she'll tell you, so I don't know if she knows what professional attire looks like.
Well, she's not interested in doing anything other than what she wants to do.
Well, that's for sure. And she's not interested in anything except for her talking.
Is it harder than what you had expected, or is it kind of, you know, right where you would plan it to be? Or had you really planned, or did you even know?
Her interview was so fucking uncomfortable.
Yes. So they had to interview Tori and Dean, and I was like, Tori, yes! And Andrew was like, who's that? And I was like, don't worry about it. So they had to interview Tori and Dean, and I wish that the interview challenge was as much a staple as almost the Snatch Game challenge. I think it's a great way to have them think on their feet, get like celebrities to be like, who the fuck, like what's going on here? There's always like really good fuck ups and there's really good shining stuff. Like,
so what is it like having come out of Cher's womb?
It just brings out the best and the worst.
Oh, yeah.
And I really wish that it would be like, and now here's time for the interview challenge. Because you can't really prepare for that.
No, because you don't know who you're, like...
You don't know who you're interviewing, and like, yeah, you could practice, but it's not like, oh, I learned how to interview. You know what I mean? Not really.
It's kind of an innate thing.
Yes.
And that's where you really separate the cream from the...
Yeah. Crop?
Fat. the wheat from the chaff. But, like, the fun thing is, so this interview challenge was fun because, like, so, for instance, Nina, who's fabulous.
Yes.
Totally slipped up.
Totally fucked
And
up.
she read the card as HIV show or whatever instead of hit.
Hit show.
Tell me about your HIV...
You have HIV?
No. Hit TV show. Up big time.
And then recovered, though, you know?
The other thing I really liked about this particular interview was, I like it both ways. I liked the Cher's mom and Chad Bono.
Chad.
Because they were there to come for them. Like, they were like, these fucking bitches. But I also like the Tori and Dean side of it, where they were like playfully like on board to be like, this is silly. Like, let's like joke around about it.
Can we talk about this, though?
What?
So in Untucked, they play a clip where Tori is like, I tried to throw her a bone, and I was like, oh, my boob almost came out.
So I was like, oh, my boob fell out on the way out, and she just kept going.
What?
That was like her big,
That's a helpful thing to say to someone who's supposed to be professionally interviewing you? Oh, my tit almost came out? What are you supposed to say to that? Well, I guess you're a mom, so you could be breastfeeding? I don't, like, what do you say? I don't know. How is that helpful? If anything, that would make someone more uncomfortable.
I did like that Dean was so on board with the drag queens.
So on board.
Like, he might be a secret drag queen.
His toenails were painted. I was like, whose idea was that?
Like, what's going on?
Right? Oh, we're going on Drag Race. What if I should paint my nails?
Yeah, right? Oh my god, but we did not talk about Akasha putting her butt in Tori Spelling's face.
So the runway,
Ru
had a great look.
I loved
that they
this
seemed
dress.
to really linger on.
There was some slow motion, like
multiple angles. They're like,
black and
touch
white.
the skin, touch all the skin. You know, it was like really just living. So anyway, so the runway looks, it was your best drag, which is always fun.
Always great, because you get some wacky ones.
Yeah, we started off.
Oh my god.
With Chanel's other insane looks.
Snake charmer,
Medusa,
stripper,
Medusa booby Medusa, boobdusa.
Boobular Medusa.
No, it's just boobdusa. You cut off a boob and two more grow. I don't know.
If you stare right at them, you turn to stone.
Oh, that's what Medusa is. Who's the one with the multiple heads?
Hydra?
Yeah.
There we go.
It's tough because in the right context,
yes.
I wouldn't have hated it.
I didn't hate it.
I still didn't hate it.
It was just like, whoa.
And it was just like such a choice.
Yes.
And for me, it was just the wrong choice.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know if this is when you wear that outfit.
No.
And I just, like, if you're like, this is my best drag.
Yeah, no.
And it's like, this is your best Vegas, like, showgirls look.
Or
like,
this is the look you wear on, like, look like an animal. Like, what's your, like,
sure.
Where's that one where they all dress like animals?
Yeah.
Or whatever?
Yeah.
Do it on that one.
I felt like she...
That flew right out my face.
I know. I felt like she walked out of...
I can't believe I didn't spill it.
I'm creepy if you didn't break it all over the floor. I just like kept waiting. Like I was just picturing Chanel as like having walked off of the set of Goddess.
I'd just be like...
Right?
Yes.
And then be like, oh, I guess I'll go on RuPaul's Drag Race right now. Like, what? This is your best drag?
Well, and it was like, she really gilded the lily. There was like the collar and the wrists, and like, it was...
And the headpiece.
Jewels.
And the boobs with the snake on it.
You know, there was... There was a slightly more tasteful way to do that.
Yeah.
Slightly.
No, a lot. There's a lot more tasteful ways to do that.
A lot more. And there's a lot, like, more cheekier ways to do that.
Yeah.
Right? Where
yeah.
you make it kind of silly fun and like, oh, what's happening?
Yeah. She doesn't get that idea.
Nope.
Okay, so anyway.
Angina.
Angina was real cute. She had like some silly little doll of
like a Barbie
baby.
doll. She had like a tiny, okay, so like in Living Color with like Men on Film, when Damon Wayans always has his little hat.
Yes.
It was like that with like a little Barbie on it.
BB Sahara.
Cameron! Oh my god.
This might be one of my favorite outfits of all of Drag Race.
I mean, this is how you do a quick change mid-runway.
She just slayed.
It was like
slayed.
Leopard print catsuit,
huge
lioness
hair.
It was everything.
Everything.
It was everything. And she won.
Spoiler alert.
Oh, sorry. Rebecca had on like a I'm a housewife throwing a luau dress.
I really wish Michelle Visage.
Oh, also it was putrid green.
Was here.
On top of everything else, it was lime green.
She would have read her to filth.
Right? They were just like, oh, you look so pretty.
I'm sure her makeup's nice.
Her makeup was
fishy
beautiful.
and pretty.
Yeah, but it was such a basic look.
Oh god, so basic. It's like, that's your best drag? Ooh, girl, go home. Bye.
Lime green, halter top, floor-length luau dress.
It's so, like, not unique. Like,
no.
If you're looking for a way to not stand out of the crowd, wear her outfit.
I think my second favorite look of the night,
Mm-hmm.
Nina Flowers.
Sure.
Oh my god, I loved it. It's so weird.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't like it. Like,
no.
Every one of her looks, you're like, I shouldn't like this.
But yet it works.
I love it. And it wouldn't work on someone else.
Nope.
It would look terrible.
Yep.
I'd be like, what the fuck are you wearing? Why are you wearing this, like, blue pantsuit corset? Huh? With sleeves? No. But on Nina, I'm like, yes.
And that hair.
The dramatic bang. Oh my god.
And her makeup. Oh, yes. Great.
I love it.
And it was so, like, once again, it was so Nina Flowers. It was unique and stood out and was like, this is her look.
Yeah, her, like, Angina, BB, and Nina, I mean, we're going to talk about them a lot because they're the best.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, yeah, I got it.
Now,
oh, that's your look? I got it.
To be fair, Chanel was also the same in, oh, yeah, I got it.
Sure.
It was just like, oh, yeah, I got it. No thanks, I'll pass. So Jade's look was fine.
I liked Jade's look.
I thought
was it original and, you know, her best drag? I don't know.
I don't know. It was,
but I thought she looked great. I mean, she always does.
looked great. Boudoir realness, like,
it was
whatever.
very, like, fembot.
Yeah.
You know, boudoir.
Yeah. Apparently, I still don't see it.
The meaty tuck.
I don't know why. I mean, I usually will clock a meaty tuck, and I just didn't see it for whatever reason.
It's interesting to see such a beautiful woman with such a huge...
I think for me what it was the cut of the panties.
Yeah.
It was cut like a banana hammock.
Right.
Not like
it was like a Speedo,
panty.
not like a woman's panty line.
I don't like panties.
Panties, a terrible word, I know. If you see a bulge, don't get mad. Some of the most beautiful girls in the world have gigantic penises.
And then Akasha was...
fine.
It was totally like...
It was perfectly
It was
lovely.
perfectly fine.
Once again, I mean, not as much, but if you were looking to not stand out in a crowd...
Sure. I'm gonna wear like a bronze prom dress. Cool.
You look lovely.
You look fine.
You know, here's the thing.
It was totally fine.
So, spoiler alert, Akasha goes home.
Yes.
And, you know, it was like kind of time.
It was totally time. I liked her.
I like her. I think she's a perfectly lovely drag queen.
Yes.
If I saw her at a show, she'd be a great warm-up for a queen that I really love. Harsh, but true. But you have to have
harsh
those.
but true.
And there's nothing wrong with that. She's great as like a perfectly lovely drag queen.
Is
she's
she
just
America's Next Drag Superstar? No.
No.
I do want to talk about the editing on the show and how fucking fabulous it is, because...
you said it, but I'll say it again. How have they not been nominated for an Emmy for editing, for creative originality? I don't understand what the fuck Emmys. Fuck you. Now here's the question too. This is very appropriate right now because RuPaul today was nominated. So today, RuPaul was nominated for an Emmy for hosting. Whatever, fine, great, good on her, love her.
Yeah, like, why not more?
Yeah, but what's interesting is that Ru has come out and said...
She has said, I'd rather have an enema than an Emmy.
So my question is, like, well, like, if she wins, or, like, you know, whatever...
Would
like,
she go?
Like, what?
Oh my god, I wish.
I mean, she would.
Yes.
That's the thing that I really do love about RuPaul, is that she'd be like, sure.
Yeah.
I'll take your bullshit award. You know, like, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, she's not gonna be like, no, I'm above you. You know, it'll just be like...
She'd be like, cool. Oh, so the editing on this show...
Oh my god.
Is fucking fabulous. So Akasha falls on the runway, and the show has the audacity to show it, I don't know, 15 times over and over and over again, and I was just like, yes.
She fell! She fell! By the way, did we mention that she fell?
She fell on her butt, on her tushy. But she saved it.
She had a lovely spin and glide.
So, BB won the challenge. Duh. So, I mean, this was just her week.
It was.
It was so good. So, BB wins. Chanel and Akasha are in the bottom, and Chanel is so shocked.
So, of course.
So upset.
I mean, she thought she won.
They lip sync to The World's Greatest Love.
Yep.
Whitney Houston.
I believe the children are our future.
Yeah, they had a lot of like big songs this season, which I guess is why it's unavailable.
Yeah, someone pointed that out. That makes sense that they were like, fuck that, we're not paying for the rights for that. Oh, it would be $1 million of song rights? Nope.
Another really good lip sync.
It was a really good lip sync, and I honestly thought that Akasha did pull it out.
Yes.
I wouldn't have been shocked. If this wasn't Akasha's third time on the bottom, I wouldn't have been shocked if it was like, you both stay.
Yes.
But, you know, it's like, girl, 3 times.
Yeah. And then Chanel's headdress shenanigans.
Oh, right. So Chanel's like headdress falls off, and then she's like, well, I'm going to take my boobs off too. And
it's funny. I remember watching it originally and being just like, yes! And she really does sell it. But then I believe in the like reunion show, she completely admits to like she did it on purpose. Like full on was like, I knew I had to like do something. So
I mean, hey,
it's a great lip sync, and you know what? It's a performance.
Yeah.
And like Ru at the end says like, your performance just saved you, and I was like, that has a lot of layers. such a good episode. Oh my god, I love it. Can't wait to see the rest of the season.
I love Drag Race. I like how that was almost like leading into the I love Drag Race. Start your engines. I love Drag Race.
Was it?
Michelle Williams just like shoots out and then lands in 6-inch heels or whatever, and it's just like, whoa.